Okay, let's get right into it. Today, we're unpacking a really groundbreaking white paper by Grace Mumo, and it's basically a blueprint for completely transforming the African luxury market, all built around one powerful idea: sovereign provenance. So, to get why this is so important, you have to start with this number: $21 billion. That's what Africa's luxury market is worth right now. This isn't some small, niche thing. It's a continental powerhouse just brimming with incredible artistry, heritage, and massive economic potential. But here's the catch. For all its incredible value, this powerhouse has a major weakness. And Grace Momoa gives it a name: the trust gap. Think of it as a fundamental flaw that's actively draining both money and prestige away from the continent's creators. So what does this prestige problem actually look like? What does it mean on the ground? Let's really break down the mechanics of this so-called trust gap. And the paper just lays it out so clearly. The trust gap isn't some abstract concept, it's a real-world penalty. It's what happens when you're still relying on old-school, paper-based systems for customs and verification. We're talking stacks of paperwork, manual checks. All of it just creates friction, slows everything to a crawl, and literally drains money right out of the system. And wow, this slide really brings it home. 14 days. Just think about that. That's the average time a high-value, beautifully crafted luxury good can be just stalled at a border because of these ancient processes. For 2 whole weeks, a masterpiece is just sitting in a warehouse, tying up cash, delaying delivery, all because the system itself lacks trust and efficiency. And the cost isn't just time, it's an absolutely staggering amount of money. $5 billion. That's the estimated loss every single year just from payment friction. Money that flies out of the continent to offshore banks just to handle the transactions. It's a huge capital drain, all stemming from that same lack of digital trust. So, let's recap. You've got a $21 billion market that's being held back by a $5 billion leak and these crippling delays. This is where Grace Mumo's core insight comes in and completely flips the script. This quote right here gets to the absolute heart of the matter. It's saying, look, all the high-level agreements and treaties in the world don't mean a thing if the underlying infrastructure, the actual plumbing, is broken. Those 14-day delays, that $5 billion leak, that's not a policy problem. It's a plumbing problem. The only real solution is to fix the pipes that move the money and the products. And that insight leads to this really profound question that reframes the entire power dynamic. For ages, the world has named its price for Africa's raw materials. But the question is, why should that same logic apply to finished, priceless artistry? It's a challenge to that old model, and it shifts the focus from just being a source of materials to being a creator of world-class finished goods. So how do you actually fix those pipes and take back all that lost value? Well, the white paper proposes this incredibly powerful solution, framed as forging the digital armor. This is where sovereign provenance gets practical. It's a strategic defense designed to protect and grow the market's true value. And what's great is that this digital armor isn't some ridiculously complex plan. It's an elegant, clear, 2-step process. It's simple. First, you fix how the money moves. Second, you secure the integrity of the product itself. Let's look at each one. Okay, step 1 is all about the money. It's about financial sovereignty. By building a system that lets people settle transactions directly in local currencies, you just cut out all those expensive middlemen. Remember that $5 billion leak we talked about? This is the plug. This is how you stop it, by creating a sovereign payment layer that keeps all that value inside the continent. Now for step 2, securing the product itself. This is where technology becomes the ultimate guarantee of authenticity. By adopting what the paper calls blockchain rules of origin, you're basically giving every single product its own unforgeable digital passport. It's this permanent, unhackable record that proves exactly where it came from and that it is the real deal. And this isn't just about security, it's about prestige. It transforms the Made in Africa label into an ironclad world-class standard of verified excellence. That's sovereign provenance in action. So when you combine those 2 steps, sovereign payments and blockchain-secured products, the entire economic model can transform. And that brings us to the ultimate vision laid out in this paper. This slide really says it all, doesn't it? It's the entire economic revolution in one image. It's about shifting from being a passive raw material warehouse for the rest of the world to becoming a dynamic value addition hub, the place where world-class products are actually dreamed up, created, and certified. It's the difference between exporting potential and exporting proven excellence. And all of this builds to a
final, really challenging question. The goal isn't just to participate in the global economy anymore. The new mission is to become a leader, a shaper, an architect of the future. It's a total shift in mindset, from just asking for a place to actually designing the entire room.
And we'll end with this powerful summary from Grace Mumo because it just brings everything together so perfectly. This is the heart of sovereign provenance. It's a smart, tech-driven strategy to move from simply supplying what the world wants to actually designing and defining a new standard of excellence completely on your own terms.